I'm going to be quiet.
Okay. So, let's see. The very first thing we're going to do is create a new template. I mean a new storyboard. I'm sorry, a new PowerPoint presentation. And we're going to select a template that is pleasing to us. Let's see. I like this one. It's clean, it's fresh, it's not too distracting.
I won't use it.
Of course not. Of course you won't use it. You'll use whatever you like. I'm just using this one because it makes things easy to understand. So the first thing we do is add it gave us a new first page as our initial pass, and I've given it I've selected a template for the design, and I add a title, How Not to Kill Your Patients by Accident. And we will try this on a slideshow. It looks wonderful. And that's all the slides we have. So we're going to go back to Insert, add a new slide. The first thing I note is that the title is on the bottom and the text area is on the top. So let's change that. First we're going to say add a page title to this. We're going to grab the box by its vitals there and change the sequence of appearance on the page. And you will note that it snaps nicely as we do this. And now we can add text. A line of text. Another line of text. Even more lines of text. And a fourth line. Alright, so let's have a look at this and see how it plays. So we're going to go back to slideshow from the beginning. There's page 1. There's page 2. This is kind of not conducive to how we talk when we're giving presentations. We usually want our bits of information presented one point at a time as we discuss them. So let's add a little bit of animation to this. To do that, we select the text box that contains the lines of text and we go to the Animations tab. And here we see a bunch of potential animations that we can use for the appearance. So we're going to you'll note here that it has appearance, emphasis, and exit. Now each one of these things is click triggered. So chances are good you really only want to use an entrance effect. So I'm going to select fly in here. We could choose any one of these. Some of them are more annoying than others. And notice here that it has given a click event sequence number to each one of these lines of text. That means that they will appear one at a time. I am in the animation section. I'm going to go back to Insert so that I can move this text box up a little bit and change its size. And now we're going to try the slideshow again from the top, and let's see what happens. There's our title card. We click to the next page and we get a page title. And then we get our first line, and then our next, and then our next, and then our next. So, all good so far. Let's add
right to left instead of bottom to top.
Can we do right to left instead of bottom to top? Let's give it a try. That's a good question. So Spin, turn, split, float in. That's a really good question. I don't know.
Sorry.
Let's see, more entrance effects. Dissolve in. Basic zoom. Curve up, spiral in. Let's try a wipe. Oh, that looks like a vertical wipe. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
You did it before.
No, I didn't do that before. I did not fly the text in sideways. So from the current slide, we can do wipe ups.
Right. It's coming in. It's just appearing. It's not wiping in at all.
Right.
See, it's just coming.
It's
in.
just pop, 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 pop.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we do have a way to control what each of these animations are, and we can select which ones we want. Okay, now, say we want a line of text to appear with the title. Just before anything else happens, we not necessarily want a blank page with a title and nothing else. So maybe the first thing we want to do is that first line of business. Just get straight to it. So to do that, we select the event, and then we go to the animation pane. And here we are. We can see the individual lines, and we can just remove the animation from that. Here we are in the animation pane, and we just select the line of text, and we want to remove the animation. Now you'll notice when I did that, it changed all of the event triggers for the rest of the lines of the text. Everybody moved up one. So let's have a look at the slideshow and watch what happens. Here's our page title. And now when we select our next page, we get our first line of text immediately. And then as we click, the rest of the events trigger. So that's how to set up animation events for objects on a page. Now, note that when I select animation for a block of text like this with bullet points, it assumes that each one of these gets its own event trigger. So I can expressly turn one of those off by going to Animations and then opening the animation pane for that object, and it will show me what all the events are. All right. So, inserting a picture, it's very similar. I'll just pick a cat photo. I can put it anywhere on the page. And if I want to add an event trigger to that, I can. Just by having it fade in. Notice that this is now event 4. It doesn't have to be. I can change it so that it is now event 1. Just by dragging the picture in the list of events, and it automatically updates which event trigger it is. So let's see what that does. So as I click, now that's the first event, and then the lines of text. So we can manipulate what we want to see and when we want to see it.
And of course, my question now with the photo, because I'm going to be putting in photos on the title pages. How do I move the photo to the left instead of to the right? Will the text shift if I move the photo?
No, it won't. The photo is a separate object. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't
the
want
photo is
that.
a separate object, so we grab that and we just move the text block over here instead.
Because you notice how these are, where they have the patient first appearing on the right, or excuse me, on the left instead of on the right?
So
well,
you just grab it and move it over.
All right.
It doesn't auto justify. It's separate pieces, and
Okay.
all the pieces are you just pose them on the page any way you like them.
All right. We're
So
making progress.
just to reiterate here, if I want this picture to appear before anything else happens, I simply remove its animation event. And now let's play from the beginning, and there it is.
Okay, good. That's what I want to see. And then another. Okay, perfect.
And then it goes to the next page. Clickety, clickety, click.
All right.
So
that's a
let's
start.
add one more page, and we're going to do something with self-starting video.
Okay.
And we've already seen how to manipulate the event triggers that make each of these things appear.
Mm-hmm.
And videos have their own special operation for making them behave themselves and for how they behave when they're on a page. On YouTube, I'm going to add a new slide. And once again, I'm going to grab the title and put it on the top, grab the text and put it on the bottom, and video page. Happening. Everything is going wrong. Somebody's
And of course, I
about
saw
to
you do that with those widgets in the center. I saw you click on something and I saw you start typing.
right.
I didn't necessarily. We're
Oh,
going to do this.
Okay, so here's
we're
what
gonna
I
do this
did.
little audio thing all over again, but let's let you perfect it first before you teach.
So here's what I did. I just started typing,
And all that disappeared.
and all of that disappeared. Let me try this again. So it starts out with me declaring bullet points. And you just start typing it. It automatically fills in bullet points. And each line of text that you put in gets its own trigger event, whether it has a bullet point or not.
Okay. My eyes are glazing over, but that's okay. Keep going.
Okay, I'll demonstrate
You're
that.
very close to perfecting it yourself so that you can do it without thinking about it.
Yeah, I can already do it without thinking about it.
No, not really. I'm still hearing you do think aloud.
This is part of the expository process. So I'm now going to, let me go back here and look at this. This is video. I have two choices. I can use online video or I can use video on my PC. You can embed a YouTube video in your PowerPoint presentation, but PowerPoint will not be able to autoplay those videos. To make that happen, you have to have video from my PC. You have to choose local video and embed the video file directly, because that way it can control when that video plays back. So we have a very large video. I'm going to grab the corner and move it so that I have a play event. I'm sorry, so that I have a something that will fit on the screen. So to control how it starts, we want it to play automatically. And let's see how this looks. And as you can see, it automatically plays the moment I start the page. I have not assigned any animation to these lines of text. So let's do that. We're going to make them float in. And I'm going to remove the first line of animation. I'm going to remove the first line of text from the animation sequence by removing its trigger. So we're going to go back to slideshow and play the current slide, and you'll see that this first line appears with the video immediately when the page loads, and the video will start playing by itself. So here we go. And that's exactly what happened. And now I can click and get more lines as I want them as the video plays.
So I'm going hiking tomorrow.
You are?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you still recording your voice?
Yes.
Question.
Yes. The question is?
These that I have, the presentations that already have the animations in them, can I take them out and store them in a separate folder?
I believe you can. I don't know. That's a good question.
All right.
They are embedded assets. I don't know if you can export them or not.
All right, let's finish this.
Okay.
Listen.
This is the end of the demonstration.
All right.
So let's stop the recording and find out the answer to your question.
Because you have them.